Good morning, beautiful people. So I wanted to start the week with a beautiful green smoothie. I've got 1 frozen banana, a handful of frozen pineapple, and then a big handful of kale, half a teaspoon of spirulina. You might want to just start with 1/4 teaspoon, half a teaspoon of matcha powder, about a 1/4 teaspoon of peppermint. I just measure it with the cap. Half a teaspoon of ginger, and about half a teaspoon of cinnamon, possibly more because I really love cinnamon. And then instead of ice, I like to use frozen courgette because it adds extra nutrients. And then I'm also adding a dollop of coconut yogurt just to make the smoothie nice and creamy. And then I'm going in with a splash of coconut milk. Didn't measure it, but it's about half a cup, just enough to get the blender working. And when it's done, I just topped it with some crunchy homemade granola. Some fresh fruit. I've got strawberries, blueberries, and passion fruit. And then I'm adding about a teaspoon of the Beauty Chef Antioxidant Boost. It tastes like a sweet fruity syrup. It's really delicious and it's really good for your gut. That is breakfast done for Monday. For #Toast Tuesday, I decided to have peanut butter toast and a coconut and passion fruit toast. That was a massive fail. This is homemade paleo toast. I think it was buckwheat and seeds. It's also low Fodmap. So once it's toasted, it's time to top it. I decided to use PB Fit peanut butter powder. So I'm just taking a big teaspoon of that and adding a bit of water. That is way too much water because it ended up so watery, so I had to add more peanut butter to make it into a thicker paste. Still a tad bit watery, so just add the tiniest amount of water. And then I'm pouring that, or spreading that onto my toast, topping it with some fresh blueberries and some cacao nibs. And then for my second piece of toast, I'm topping it with 2 dollops of coconut yogurt. It's really thick and creamy like Greek yogurt, but it's made just with coconuts. And then again, some passion fruit and a sprinkling of bee pollen, and boom, that is it, done. So easy, so tasty. It's Wednesday, it's halfway through the week, so definitely needed some chocolate. I've got almond milk, then about a tablespoon of cacao powder, a teaspoon of maca powder, then I'm just adding in some brown rice protein powder, and a dash of cinnamon. And then I realised, why is it so bitter? Oh yeah, I forgot sweetener. So we're going in with some maple syrup. And then in my coconut bowl, I'm adding half a cup of granola, the same granola that I had on Monday. And then some kiwi, and this peeler is really not working, so we gave up on that. Tried another peeler, and I was just clearly terrible at peeling, so I just decided to hack it with a knife. Please don't judge my culinary skills, I literally have none. And then I'm adding some coconut yogurt to the bowl because coconut yogurt is so freaking delicious. And then we're going with the fruit. I've got my kiwi, some strawberries, and again some blueberries. And again, some passion fruit. I think these needed eaten up, and also they're just really tasty. And then a little bit of the chocolate milk. I'm not going to use all because that's quite a lot, so I just stored the rest in the fridge. Super random, but super tasty. Now we're on to Thursday, and I'd run out of nut milk, so I decided to make my own. I soaked some pecans overnight, then I just washed them and strained them, put them in the blender with a cup of water, a little tiny drizzle of maple syrup, a dash of cinnamon. I add it to anything where there's sweetness because it really helps balance blood sugar levels. A pinch of salt to bring out the flavour. Blend it. And then because it still has a lot of bits in it, I strained it. and just left it to the side to allow all the liquid to run through. And then cut up some fruit, again terribly, and we don't need to see this murder, so let's just fast forward through this. I've got some papaya, kiwi and cantaloupe melon. Wow, I'm really bad at cutting and peeling fruit. This is some strawberry granola that I picked up in TK Maxx. Then I've got some organic quinoa puffs, a sprinkling of flaxseed, a sprinkling of chia seeds, some sunflower and pumpkin seeds, a little bit of granola, a little bit of bee pollen, some cacao nibs, and again some more cinnamon, and then I'm adding a little bit of vegan protein powder, giving it a good mix just to make sure everything's combined, and then making sure all the liquid is squeezed out of those pecans. Not really sure what to do with the leftover pecans, so if anyone has any suggestions, please let me know. Pouring in the milk, giving it another little mix, and then topping it with my fruit. Now stupidly I forgot to zoom in and film and pan the bowl so you could see it, so instead let's enjoy this awkward crop. Ta-da! It's Friday, we've reached the end of the working week, so it's time to celebrate with a chocolate orange smoothie. Added a frozen banana, then I'm adding some frozen papaya, half a frozen orange. In hindsight, I should have added the zest of an orange because it didn't really taste that orangey. And I'm adding the juice of half a lemon, about a 1/4 teaspoon of camu powder, super high in vitamin C, then about a tablespoon of chia seeds, a scoop of hemp protein, then we're going to add enough liquid just to get the blender working. And then I'm adding some courgette, some frozen courgette, just to make sure it's nice and thick, but you could easily just add ice. I didn't really like the colour, so I added some turmeric to make it brighter. Also, it's super anti-inflammatory, some black pepper to aid the absorption of the turmeric. And then look how thick that is, it literally just fell out the blender. Okay, so now I'm making some chocolate peanut butter sauce. So I've got some cacao powder in the pot, then I'm adding some PB Fit peanut butter powder, a little tiny bit of water, we learned our lesson last time, a little bit of maple syrup to sweeten it, mix it all together to make a drizzling sauce. And then I'm putting some orange slices on top of the smoothie, some passion fruit, oh my god, go away fly, some coconut, and drizzling on that sauce. It's the weekend, which is the perfect time for pancakes. I'm going to have one with jam, one with chocolate sauce, and one with coconut yogurt. So in the pan I have some kiwi, some strawberries, I'm adding a little bit of cinnamon, and then whilst that's on a low heat I've got some coconut yogurt, and I'm going to add some acai powder and just mix that together. It was a little bit thick, so I added a little bit of water just to thin it out a bit. And then I'm putting some coconut oil in the pan and pouring in my pancake mix, which has been in the fridge overnight. And I will put the recipe in the description box below. It's actually a recipe I found on Instagram and it was so tasty. Yeah, we're not going to flip that. It would totally fail. Just a little bit more water in the pan and mix that jam together. And then once all my pancakes were done, it was time to top them. So the first one, I've got that jam going in and then some passion fruit, kind of a random combination, but it tasted good. And then in the second one, I've got that acai coconut yogurt. And then I'm putting some blueberries and some strawberries in there too. And then that is raw chocolate sauce. It's literally just cacao, a bit of maple syrup and some water. And then on top, I'm drizzling some of the Beauty Chip antioxidant boost and then some pepper nut almond butter. Then we're sprinkling on some cacao nibs, fresh berries. Yum! Sunday called for porridge and chia pudding. I've been soaking the chia and the porridge oats overnight. Then I'm putting the oats into the pan, adding some hot water, and just giving it a little mix. Then adding in some ginger, loads and loads of cinnamon, some almond milk, and then mixing it all together to make sure it's combined. And then again, I've got my peanut butter, my PB Fit and water peanut butter. I'm adding some protein powder to my porridge. Then that was pretty much it, so put it into my bowl and then top it with the peanut butter. A couple of squares of dark chocolate, and then put that chia pudding on top and a bunch of grapes, just because I felt like something different. The chocolate and peanut butter was delicious. And that's what I ate every day for breakfast. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and click the little bell icon so that you know when I post a new video, which is every single Friday.